Hey everybody, happy Mental Health Monday. It's actually snowing here really hard. It's like our first big snowstorm and it's really early. And I feel whenever this happens, whenever we have a snowstorm, but particularly the first one, um, like just staying inside and not doing anything and like hibernating. And when I'm able to do that, a really great thing, a really great opportunity that presents me with is some time for some self-care. And it's something that, I've talked about before. And I think for a lot of us, self-care is something that gets put down to the bottom of the list. And I think neglecting our self-care is something that contributes to, the development of disease. Because we're not looking after ourselves physically or mentally or emotionally. We're usually putting other people first. And over time, that can have a really, detrimental effect on our physical health. So, self-care is wonderful. I love it. It's so important. It lowers our stress and anxiety. It gives us a break from just our day or whatever happens to be going on in our life. It reminds us that, our needs are important as well, not just, everybody else in our life that we're taking care of. It prevents us from overstretching ourselves or helps to remind us, that we might be overstretching ourselves. And even when, in treatment and you're making decisions, taking a little time for yourself allows you to, gives you a moment to spend some time with yourself, and listen to, what your heart or your intuition might be telling you. So, these little acts of self-care can actually be really helpful in making decisions, in going through that decision-making process. And then it also just plain feels really good and really nice to, do something for ourselves. And support, our mental and emotional well-being in that way. So something that I find really relieving when I'm feeling stressed and anxious is scalp massage. And I actually have one of these little devices, which you may have seen before. Not everyone likes them because they feel kind of weird. It makes you feel kind of like tingly and shivery. But if you do like the sensation, this is a great thing and very relaxing. So you basically just put it on the top of your head and you just like slowly move it up and down. And then these little fingers are really flexible and they just, like spread out over the top of your head, just as if you were, doing that with your hand. As I say though, you might not have one of these. I think I got this honestly at Chapters or Indigo. Like you can find them at any of those like stores that have little gift sections and stuff like that. But if you don't have one, or if you don't like the sensation of this, some people don't like it at all. You can just do it with your own hands. So the best thing to do is just start by running your fingers through your hair, from front to back, and then also from back to front. It's gonna make my hair look great. And then repeating that using little circular motions with your fingers, just like this. And then you also want to make sure you get the sides to do the same thing, front to back, and back to front with your fingers on the sides and with the little circles as well. And then if you want to, you can put your fingers through your hair and then move your arms around, and it actually moves the skin on your, like detaches basically your scalp from your skull, so it helps release any of those little muscles that attach your scalp to your skull and helps those relax. And then you can also, if you have hair that is long enough and strong enough to do this, which some people might not, but you can just sort of put your hair between your fingers, or if you have hair that's long enough, put it into like a ponytail, and just like gently pull your hair, and that feels really great. So all of those things are ways that you can massage your own scalp. And then there was something recently that I discovered about scalp massage that I didn't know, that makes it particularly good for those of us who are healing. So scalp massage, actually, if you've been reading my series on mushrooms in the blog, in the shiitake mushroom post, the shiitake mushroom, I was talking about a Th1 immune response versus a Th2 immune response. So Th1 and Th2 are cells that are part of our immune response, and other cells in our that are part of our immune system can have a Th1 response or a Th2 response. Th1 basically promotes our immunity by initiating a cytotoxic response, so a response that's toxic to cells, and it's really considered to be our main anti-cancer immune response. A Th2 response is more responsible more for pathogens like bacteria and parasites and those kinds of things. So when we have a cold or an infection, it's our Th2 response really that's going after that. The problem is that when one response is activated, either Th1 or Th2, the other response is inhibited, which means that if your Th2 response is being initiated a lot, like if you do have a lot of parasites or bacteria, things like that in our bodies, which a lot of us do, they accumulate over our lifetime, our body is going to be having a Th2 response more often and is going to be suppressing or stopping our Th1 response, which is our anti-cancer response. So for those of us with cancer or healing from it or wanting to prevent a recurrence, we want to be stimulating our Th1 response so that, our anti-cancer sentinels are on guard and taking care of us in that way. So there was a study that was done that I just discovered recently, actually in the course of writing that shiitake mushroom blog post. Scalp massage actually stimulates your Th1 response, immune response, which is really cool. So it was a study that compared, with cancer patients, compared reflexology to scalp massage and their effects on the immune system, or the immune response, and compared the two. So they found that the patients who had been in the group that received scalp massage, they had a significantly lower percentage of immune cells that were having a Th2 response compared to those that did not receive massage, and they had a significantly higher percentage of immune cells expressing the Th1 response compared to those who had not received scalp massage. So basically, those who received the scalp massage had a significantly higher number of cells producing a Th1 response, that anti-cancer response, and a significantly lower number of cells producing the Th2 response, the pathogen response. So since those of us with cancer or healing or preventing a recurrence, we want our Th1 response to be on the high side, and we want our Th2 response to be lower so that it's not shutting down our Th1 response. Scalp massage is a really wonderful thing to include in our protocol for stress relief and anxiety and supporting our mental and emotional health, but also to support that Th1 response in our bodies, which is so fascinating. Very cool. So get yourself one of these little scalp massagers if you'd like. I'm sure you can find them on Amazon as well. And if you don't like that sensation, because it does feel a little funny, a little weird, then yeah, just get in there with your fingers. So on this, hopefully it's not dreary and snowy where you are, but if you are in the Southern Ontario region and it is super snowy today, take some time and cuddle up and do a little scalp massage and stimulate that Th1 response. And also lower your stress, lower your anxiety, support your mental and emotional health. I hope you guys all have a really wonderful Monday and a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you soon.